Every day, all around, the noise gets louder, shouting headlines, flashy promises, wild crowds jumping on every trend that glimmers for a moment. It's overwhelming, it's endless, and deep down, it wears down even the strongest. You feel it, right? That ache of exhaustion, scanning countless pitches, watching hype spiral while real possibilities stay buried. The world tells you to follow the crowd, to bet on the many, but you know better. You sense the value hides not in the roar, but in the few who dare to step outside that noise, to move differently, to create differently. The real challenge is not finding where the crowd goes, it's finding the rare sparks that can ignite something no one else sees coming. Investing in the loud? That's a trap. It's like fishing in a raging river clogged with debris. You catch noise, you catch chaos, but you rarely catch meaning. Limited partners feel this grind every single day. Decisions piled on decisions, amid echoes of the masses, pressures to conform, to chase the hottest deal everyone else is hyping up. Yesterday's flash in the pan feels like today's disappointment. And tomorrow? It looks like the same story on repeat. What if this chaos, this endless buzz, is precisely the noise you're meant to ignore? Because here's the raw truth. Silent, patient, relentless creators' power leaps forward. The ones pushing boundaries, breaking molds, refusing to settle for the comfort of fitting in. They're buried deep, far from the crowds, often dismissed as too risky or misunderstood. But these are the few, the edge dwellers who refuse to live a borrowed life. That's why betting on the few isn't just smart, it's revolutionary. Limited partners who grasp this secret know the world's greatest returns are never found following the crowd. They're found by looking where others refuse to look, by trusting the rare few who burn with an unyielding fire, those who would rather crash and burn than quietly fade away. People who don't just build companies, they build worlds. And that's terrifying, yes. But it's the terrifying that changes the game. And the painful part? It's lonely. It separates you from the herd because you're not playing their game anymore. You watch as everyone else chases validation, likes, popularity, forgetting that real power doesn't come from being everywhere. It comes from being exactly where it matters. There's freedom here. Unshackling yourself from the illusion of safety found in numbers, knowing that safety is often a cage wrapped in soft velvet. True freedom is raw. It's messy. It's the courage to back someone when no one else does. To trust your gut, your insight, your deep understanding of what others don't see. This kind of vision is worth more than gold because it can remake realities. How do you find these few? How do you spot the rare who will turn everything upside down? You stop listening to the noise. You stop hunting for the hottest trend or the flashiest pitch deck. Instead, look for the ones who question everything. The ones who are restless, dissatisfied with easy answers. The ones who stare at the rules and say, "This won't do." Because progress doesn't come from the center or the mainstream. Progress comes from edges. Those margins where discomfort lives, where real change brews. Limited partners who understand this rewrite the future with every bet they place on those few. And here's where it gets beautiful. When you find those few, you're not just investing money, you're igniting transformation. You fuel dreams that can grow into legacies. You become part of a quiet rebellion against the ordinary, the predictable, the packaged. You spark a revolution built on becoming, not just doing. This isn't about playing it safe. It's about daring like you've never dared before. You bet on the few because you know comfort kills creativity. You know the system rewards the mediocre and punishes the exceptional. You're not here to settle for yesterday's rules. You're here to break them, to rewrite what's possible. And this isn't wishful thinking. It's a disciplined approach. You don't throw money at every wild idea that catches a headline. You become relentlessly selective. You align only with those who burn as fiercely as you, who share your hunger for transformation, who aren't afraid to be different. Patience becomes your weapon because you understand that great things don't happen overnight. The long game is where fortunes are made, where true liberation lives. For those limited partners willing to do this, the rewards are more than financial. They're a reclaiming of power, the power to shape futures, to foster creations that matter, to be part of a story bigger than themselves. Imagine the weight lifting off when you stop chasing noise and start amplifying essence. When your capital fuels individuals, not crowds. When you reject belonging for belonging's sake and embrace becoming. That's the secret. What the crowd calls risk, you call opportunity. What the crowd sees as chaos, you see as the raw material of greatness. Resist the temptation to follow. Resist the lure of quick wins. Resist the comfort of consensus. Because the world's greatest breakthroughs come from those who refuse to wait for permission, who refuse to be comfortable in their own chains. And yes, it's hard. Isolation from the crowd feels like a curse when it's actually your greatest blessing. Watching others flock to mediocrity can make you question everything. But hold steady. You are the few. You are the fire. This is the place where loneliness breeds clarity, where scarcity sharpens vision, where every bet you place has intention, not just to grow returns, but to ignite change. How do you take action today? Listen carefully. Learn to trust your instincts over the crowd's roar. Build your own criteria rooted in questioning everything. Stretch beyond traditional frameworks. Seek out the mavericks who disrupt, the creators who unlearn before they build. Invest in those who are done waiting, those who reject borrowed lives, those who will not bend, because they will build what no one else can imagine. The noise will never stop. It will always threaten to drown out what matters. But when you stay focused on the few who burn, you create a beacon that outshines the crowd's brightest noise. You hold the keys to transformation. Not by scaling more noise, not by chasing fleeting trends, but by amplifying deep essence. By backing those who see beyond limits. This is your call. To step beyond the obvious. To bet on what others ignore. To be the force that unleashes the next wave of change. Because when you do, you are no longer just an investor. You are a liberator. The rare, the bold, the patient, the sovereign. You bet on the few, and by doing so, shape the future for all. Now is the moment to burn through the noise. To forge a path no one else will. The few are waiting for you. The revolution starts with your choice. Don't just watch the future unfold. Be the reason it does.